Hi everybody. Today we are talking about the word a, and more specifically, how Canadian native English speakers actually use this word in everyday conversations. This knowledge will allow you to make fun of Canadians more accurately, and also to sound like a Canadian if you're ever in Canada and you want to sound like a local. In my experience, when people who aren't from Canada try to make fun of a Canadian and their use of the word a, they do it in a way that doesn't make any sense at all. No Canadian would ever use the word in the way that a non Canadian speaker tries to make fun of Canadians using this word. So let's begin. I'll grab my Province of Ontario, Canada lottery ticket for our first example. An American or other non-Canadian English speaker might say, "It would be amazing to win the lottery," while a Canadian might say, "It would be amazing to win the lottery, eh?" Here are some sunglasses for a second example. The blue sunglasses are way more stylish than the black ones. A Canadian might say, "The blue sunglasses are way more stylish than the black ones, eh?" Okay, third and final example. Some Canadian maple leaves. An American or non-Canadian English speaker might say, "The bigger maple leaf is much better looking than the smaller maple leaf," while a Canadian might say, "The bigger maple leaf is much better looking than the smaller maple leaf, eh?" In all of those examples, there was a common theme. Maybe you noticed it. It was that the a is used in order to turn what would otherwise be a statement into a question. It's sort of similar to the way that an American speaker might use the term right at the end of a sentence in order to change the sentence from a statement into a question. Canadians do this very infrequently, but once in a while you'll hear it. Oftentimes you'll hear it very quietly said at the end of a sentence, and it's easy to miss. In reality, Canadians don't do it a lot, but when they do it, that's how they do it. To end, I'll give you an example of how Canadians don't do it. And this is just a nonsense use of the term that someone who doesn't understand it might say in order to make fun of a Canadian. For example, "My name is John, eh?" No Canadian would ever say that. Nobody would ever want someone else to affirm that their name is what their name is. That's just nonsense. So if you're going to make fun of a Canadian with the word a somehow, at least do it in a way that makes sense. And if you're ever in Canada and you want to sound like a local, don't do it a lot, but once in a while, when you're trying to convert a statement into a question, throw in the word a, do it quietly. Now you are better at sounding Canadian, eh? Enjoy the rest of today.